Well, first of all, you have to clarify what a simp is and what simping is. Being nice isn't simping. To me, I have a very unique description of what simping is. I think it's an unfair exchange of value between a man and a woman, usually coming from a man towards a woman. So giving a woman a bunch of free money, giving a woman a bunch of Instagram likes, giving a woman a bunch of Instagram comments, that is simping if she's not doing it back to you. If you were just some guy waiting at the entrance to a restaurant for any woman to walk past and holding the door open in the hope of getting some phone number or something, that really is simping. Yeah. But no, it's an exchange of value, and being a gentleman is very, very important. There doesn't have to be a winner. When you're going on a date with a woman and you're looking to sleep with her and she's looking to have a good time, you can both go home happy. Right. You really can. You don't have to feel like you defeated her somehow or you tricked her somehow, and she doesn't need to feel like she used you somehow. You can have a wonderful evening. You're nice to her. You open the car doors. You know, you buy her a bouquet of flowers. You have dinner. You make love. You go home. She's happy. You're happy. It's just people who don't understand the frame of being a top tier guy. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with being nice. If you're a fat loser at work and you're buying flowers for all your coworkers and opening doors there, all right, you're simping. Unfair exchange of value. Yeah, they see guys like me or you or Andrew as bad guys because they have nothing to give a woman but loyalty. So they'll look at guys who have multiple women like me and they'll think Tristan's a bad guy. Women like bad guys. And they do. They like top tier guys, and top tier guys tend to like having more than one woman, but women don't like rude guys. There's no universal, I could probably pull it off if I wanted to, but I wouldn't go on a date and not say much, sit on my phone, be rude, walk in front of her, make her split the check, and expect her to come home and make love at the end of the night. No. That certainly is going to hinder my chances, and that's the whole point of going on a date. So it's just a lack of understanding of what it's like to be a top tier male. So anytime anyone says any stupid comment like that to you, oh, the Tates wouldn't open doors, or why are you opening doors, that's simping, that guy doesn't get laid. You sending an Uber, paying for a taxi, paying for dinner. That's just the way that gender roles have been for as long as dating has been around. And I think that if you want to act tough and hold frame and ask a girl to split a bill, or make a girl pay for her own taxi and don't even offer, if she does go to bed with you, she's a low quality woman. She's just some dickhead hoe who will do anything for dick. And some guys may get laid that way, but you certainly wouldn't with the quality of women that I am. What's splitting the bill? $30, $40? Right. And you're seriously going to try and impress me with this bullshit? I made her split the bill. I guarantee you didn't do anything else with her that night.
Right. I know what you didn't split.
Exactly.
So I think we both agree that being a gentleman in the right frame is really, really important. But I've also seen you be a gentleman when it's time to let a girl go, like out the door. And I think that's super important. And what I like so much about the thought process behind doing that, and when I do that, I've seen you do that, is that if you do it like a gentleman, you kind of live in her dreams a bit. You're kind of FDBing from a place where she can't even be mad at you. Now all she can do is think about how kind you were to her and the gentleman that you were. Can you speak to that at all?
Well, there are two different circumstances you're talking about. One, if she stays the night with you and you're letting her go in the morning. And two, if she's not going to have sex with you and you could tell, and she's not going to spend the night with you, and you say, you know what, let me put you in a taxi, walk her to the car, open the door, let her go. What people need to understand is 90% of the time, or 99% of the time, women have decided whether they're going to have sex with you before the date. They really have.
Whether their legs are shaved.
Exactly. Exactly. So you spoke to her, she finds you charming. She'll think, you know what, there's a possibility I'm going to fuck this guy tonight. She'll put on her best lingerie, like she said, shave your legs, get ready. And if she's got ready, you have a very, very good chance of having sex. But there are some times where I've been talking to a girl for maybe a month, and we have our second date or first date. And I'm like, you know what, this one's in the bag. And it gets to 11 o'clock and she's like, you know what, I'm going to have to get up early tomorrow. I should really get a taxi home. I'm the least pushy man. There's nothing attractive about being pushy because you don't understand her. Maybe she's on her period and she doesn't want to have sex with you. Maybe it's vulgar to a lot of guys listening or you don't want to hear, but maybe she's on her period. It's that time of the month and she thinks, you know what, I'd love to fuck Tristan, but I'm just not going to do that tonight in his house. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be ashamed. Me being pushy is just going to undo the month of hard work that I've done being charming and being nice and being kind because I'm not getting laid. So first circumstance, you don't go home with her. Yeah, always be a gentleman. Right. Don't worry, let me get you a taxi home, because why would you burn the hard work you've done and not bother setting up a second date? But it's not just that. I would just rather be nice.
Gentlemen, I'm really big on never showing a woman emotion.
Yeah.
I feel like if you show a woman emotion, that she will look at you in a weaker way.
Yeah.
So I've seen you break up with a girl in person.
See me break up with a few.
Yeah, one or two. I've seen a couple of Tristan's breakups live. They're not boring. Fireworks are out.
Yeah.
But you know, speaking on being a gentleman, why it's important to be a gentleman on the light side of it, and then the dark side of it when you have to either control the frame, be firm, or just flat out let a girl go. What can you say to that?
Well, you know, most of the time, I'm always running multiple women at the same time. And, you know, I've broken up with main chicks, and they can be messy, complicated situations. But a lot of the time, when I break up with a girl who I've been seeing for a few weeks, a few months, you know, good girls who've been loyal to me, you know, they are my girlfriend. You know, I've got plenty, but they essentially, for all intents and purposes, are my girlfriend. I don't see the reason to burn bridges, one. Two, to create a negative reputation for myself, especially in the city I live in. Two. Three, to upset people any more than necessary, because if you call a woman every name you want to call her and spit in her face, she's going to forget about you within a day. She's going to be like, you know what, all that nice time I spent with Tristan, he showed his true colors tonight. That's who he really is.
Right.
You're gonna, you're going to make that lasting bad impression. Right. I always like to leave with a lasting good impression. And also, you have to understand that when you want to be a playboy in a certain city, so I live in Bucharest, Romania, girls will ask girls who slept with me, been with me, spent time with me, they go, what's Tristan like? Oh, he's such a nice guy, I had such a good time with him, he just, you know, maybe wasn't ready for something serious.
He was a bit of a cheater, but he was always wonderful.
Exactly. What they won't say is, you know,
he's psycho.
Yeah, exactly, he's a psycho, he threw me out of the house. You know, because there's no advantage to doing that. Now, I live in Eastern Europe, but especially in the Western world, you know, you throw a girl out your house and upset her too much, she might just Me Too your ass. So all these tough guys out there who want to treat women bad, I would advise against it in every single way. And once again, you know, there's not a single, okay, there are, but you know, there aren't many of my exes that I couldn't get back with if I tried.
Right.
And I see them
boomerang. They do come back.
And I see them watch my Instagram stories, and as you increase your value and status and influence as a man, and you know their value, status, and influence goes down as a woman, they watch you, and I'm gonna digress. There is a way to get revenge on women. Every time I've heard anyone say, "Oh, my ex broke up with me, she cheated on me, I need revenge, that's sick-minded. That's incel level shit. The only kind of revenge that you can get on a woman is this. Say goodbye politely. Keep working hard. Increase your value as a man. Wait 3 years, 4 years, 6 years, 11 years, and you know this story, the 11-year story. And wait till you are the man, and she's just now some chick, 28, 29. She's like, Tristan, you know, it should have always been you. Then you can either tell her no, or break her heart again. Then you win. That's the only way to get revenge. You gotta keep working on yourself and keep working on your status.
It truly is.
You've seen me pull that one.
I have seen you pull that one. I've pulled that one myself a bit. And, you know, there's probably not a better feeling in the world than that.
No, there isn't.
And, you know, not that I was ever mad at the girl. It's just a reflection of what you're able to become as a person. I feel like if you really understand nature and you do what you have to do, you can navigate through that. And I'll quote you here. You can make women the spice of life, or the sprinkling on top of a life that you've already built. So what is your thought process in regards to maybe the nature of women, modern women, how you navigate that in your mind to make sure that you never get angry with the situation? Because I know that you don't. What is your thought process and framework inside your own head around that?
Well, I think a lot of it has to come down with, success with women is much like success in business or success in sports. It's down to you. It's personal accountability. And that's what a lot of guys want to throw out the window these days. And what they want to do is they want to blame women. It's like failing in every business you've ever attempted and failing to make money, and then blaming capitalism, or failing in every boxing match or every American football game and NFL game you've ever played, and blaming the referees or blaming the rules. No, it's personal accountability and it's personal responsibility. And when you see guys out there who say like all women are garbage, I believe them, because I believe all the women they get to meet are garbage. Because they're bottom feeders. They're low-tier men, and they're attracting low-tier women. And low-tier people of all sorts attract each other. Low-tier men have low-tier male friends, they get low-tier girlfriends, and I believe the women they meet are garbage. They don't get to operate at my level, and they don't get to see how wonderful women truly are. Because I'm picking the fruit at the top of the tree. So I think a lot of these guys need to really, really look in the mirror, as I do. And sometimes I look at myself and think, Tristan, okay, you're a little out of shape. Tristan, okay, you've been sleeping too much, you've been partying too hard, you got bags under your eyes, you're letting yourself go a bit, and you have to keep yourself in check. You have to stay at the very top, and if you don't stay at your very top, you're not competitive anymore. Every single species on the whole planet is exactly the same. Every single female of every single species looks at the most competitive males and thinks those are the ones I want to have my children. And women, human women, are exactly the same. So if you're not having the success with women that you want, don't go out there trying to blame women, and don't go out there trying to change women. There are these big movements
trying to change.
Yeah, they're trying to change women, change the nature of humanity.
I'd like to add something to what you're saying there, because I tell guys this all the time. They're like, oh, women are shit, women are shit. I truly believe that I get the best version of every woman that I come in contact with.
Yes.
And it is a direct result of everything you just said. So you could take woman A and put her with man A, and then put her with man B, and let's say you are man B. I believe that Tristan or myself will get a better version of that woman A than that man 100%. Will get ever. And a lot of that, and fucking all of that, has to do with who you become as a person and as a man. You can take the same woman and get a completely different woman based off of who you are.
Yeah.
So you see that.
No, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. And I know it. For example, without even getting vulgar, there are things I'll do in the bedroom with women. They'll say, oh, I was with my ex 3 years. I never let him do that.
Right.
I'm like, well,
yeah.
Well, this is our third date, so unlucky for him.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the best version of the man that she wanted. I obviously fit the archetype of what she wants so much that she's willing to do, she's willing to do everything for me. Right. And you can bring out. It's about bringing out the best in people. But friends are the same. I believe that even with friends, even with me and you, I think we bring out the best versions of each other.
Absolutely.
You wake up, you're not training. I'll call your names.
Right.
We'll go to the gym together. You have to bring out the best version of each other. And if you're a loser, your woman's going to treat you like a loser. She's not going to respect you.
There's something else I want to go to on this, because a lot of guys will look at you and say, okay, well, he's 6'4", handsome as fuck, good beard, rich. His brother's Andrew, but I actually have a lot to say about that, because there's another version of you that either lives in Luton or lives in the States that's fat as fuck on the back of a garbage truck or working in some kind of facility.
Or skinny as fuck.
Yeah. And so what do you say about the guys that think they have no hope and give up? Because I'm a firm believer. Okay, maybe you're not Tristan Tate, fine. Maybe you're not 6'3". But for God's sakes, man, you're probably somewhere that's in a good spot. And I would much rather live in Indiana and be the king of my town and have like 3 or 4 girlfriends that maybe are 7 or 8s than completely check out the game completely. And I'd love to hear what you have to say about that as well.
Well, like you said, I mean, the 6'4" thing, fine. I would have been tall regardless.
Right.
I would have been 6'4". But if I was a really skinny dude who, had no money, sat at home playing the Xbox, I'd have no receipts on social media. No one would know who I was. I'd probably have a patchy beard because of low testosterone, because I've never done any training in my life. That guy's not getting laid. 6'4" or no 6'4". And what people don't want to hear is that to become Tristan Tate was a slow process of hard work that took me 15 years. And I'm still working on myself. I think the Tristan Tate in 3 or 4 years is going to be a much better version of who I am now. Right. And what a lot of people want to do is, blame their circumstances. But they don't understand that. I mean, height aside, you can change every circumstance about you. You could change how handsome you are. You could change how fit you are, how strong you are, how rich you are, how smart you are. I'll talk to women about intellectual things and books I've read and history. It's I love this stuff. Yeah. But why do I know all that? I couldn't afford a university education. I educated myself. So a lot of the things women like about me, my height aside, I created for myself. And I would much rather have everything else. So you dudes who are out there who are 5'8", why aren't you jacked and smart and rich and driving a fucking Lamborghini, and charming and funny? And why aren't you?
Right.
But you'll have none of those things, and you'll be like, oh yeah, Tristan, well, you're 6'4", as though everything else wasn't my own creation, wasn't my own hard work, because it was.